Pony, my favorite place in North Carolina.
Blah, 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 work, blah, blah, blah.
Get ready for liftoff.
Hello and welcome to the Ponyverse. I'm Helen.
I'm Gizmo.
And I'm Emma.
If you're watching on the camera, we're all wearing wigs and Megan's dressed up as her cat today because it's wig day.
If he slayed.
And I guess you just went full cat.
Full cat.
If he slayed, he does slay.
Slayed even more.
Anyways, we have a very special guest today. She is originally from Delaware.
Yes.
She is I don't know actually your official job title, but in charge of a bunch of stuff at Axios and Burning Man Queen. Taurus? You're a Taurus?
I am a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. Taurus twin. And one of like an OG pony going back like 5 years probably now. Miss Emma Way, welcome to the Ponyverse.
So excited to be here. Yeah, I mean, I've been like idolizing you two for years.
Okay, well.
Stop.
Gizmo and Helen. Yeah. I'm just like big cat person.
Gizmo. So I'm wearing a blonde bob right now, so I'm natural, and Emma's wearing like blue purple.
Yes, this is a Burning Man wig actually, so I went full Burning Man attire as well.
This is basically Burning Man. The
Yeah.
Burning Man of podcasts.
Sure, someone compare.
Kind of a disaster sometimes.
I love the chaos.
Yeah.
So.
And Megan is cat, as we said. Can you explain to the listeners what you're wearing
Right, yeah. So I bought this wig. It's a white wig. Well, I bought a blonde one. Came in disaster. There were 2 wigs on top. Whatever. Scam.
No, wait, explain the scam though, because it's really funny.
So I bought a long blonde wig for wig day, and then I got it in the mail, and I was like, oh, this is so exciting. And then Bella was like, oh, you got bangs? I was like, I don't remember getting bangs. And then we pulled it out. It was so knotted, and there were hair clips all in it. And then we were like, what in the world? And then I was like, is there like, what is going on? And it was like teased. And then I put it on, and I found out someone took 2 wigs, glued them together, put a bump in between, and I guess like took the original wig I was supposed to get, put this one back in, and returned it. So then I got their secondhand wig.
It had a kiss on, like a lipstick kiss on.
Wow.
So it was used.
So,
But a free bump it.
Free bump. No, I got 2 wigs for the price of one.
Yeah.
watch Megan made a TikTok with it. It's so funny. Like I like peed my pants laughing because at the end she just falls over.
I did. It fell off my head and I slipped on it. But it was so. I literally opened it up immediately as soon as it got delivered. And I was like, this is not the wig I ordered. So I was going to order another blonde one, but then I was like, I want to be Daenerys Targaryen, so I got white. And then I was like, this is Gizmo, so I'm Gizmo if he slayed.
Gizmo Targaryen.
Gizmo Targaryen. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Emma, we're really excited to have you here. I have so many different topics that we want to talk about. First, can you just go through your background and like, I wanted to like just like talk about what you do and like how you ended up in Charlotte and how you ended up in the Ponyverse.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm from Delaware. Mm-hmm. I went to college in like a super small town in Maryland called Washington College. I was studying abroad and literally like that. I feel like I always wanted to get away from campus because it was such a small town. I was like very bored there. Yeah. So I was studying abroad in Italy, and I met some friends who lived in Charlotte and a boy. And I ended up moving to Charlotte. Very casual relationship. Didn't last very long at all, but it got me here to Charlotte. While I was in college too, I was just like continuing to look around at like what the journalism opportunities would be. Mm-hmm. Delaware and small town Maryland didn't really have many. I'd like kind of done all those. So I came to Charlotte after having a meeting with some people at Charlotte Magazine, including the person who ended up officiating my wedding, which maybe we can get into that.
We'll talk about that later.
And so he ended up becoming like a good mentor of mine. I literally didn't have a job when I moved down here. Well, I did, but I quit after 3 weeks. And
was that at Charlotte Magazine or somewhere else?
No.
Oh.
I was like campaigning for the ACLU, which great cause, but really grueling work. I would like work from worked like 12-hour days, 6 days a week, literally standing outside begging people for money. It was the worst job ever. So I quit after 3 weeks, but I ended up meeting like some really good friends through that. And we like, you know, when things are really terrible, you bond with people.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I met Jordan through that. Her husband was one of my coworkers. And yeah, so I really just started working at Selwyn Pub. Worked at a bar and was freelancing at Charlotte Magazine on the side, trying to like get some clips and really just like not leaving them alone. I would just like show up in the office and be like, put me to work. And eventually they had an opening, and I don't even think I really interviewed. I think that they were just like,
You're already doing that.
you're exhausting us, so here, just like here's this job.
Yeah.
And then and that was just like an associate editor role. It was kind of like the most junior role there. And then very soon after I started, like 2 more people left, and so I ended up moving up like really, really fast. I started like interviewing other people that would have become the editor of Charlotte Mag, and eventually I just like threw my name out there because I thought, I don't know, I was like naive and like very overly confident at that age.
Yeah.
I feel like I should rechannel some of that sometimes. And I was like, I'm gonna run this.
Yeah.
And so then I ended up running Charlotte Mag as like a 22-year-old, like didn't know what I was doing.
I didn't know any of this.
Managing people twice my age, which was, you know, challenging, but like definitely a learning experience. And then after a few years there, Charlotte Agenda came knocking, and it was just Michael, who was my officiant, the same person.
Yeah.
So he's really been like my mentor through it all. Started at Charlotte Agenda, and that was like totally a change because I was used to like writing really long form stuff, and now I was writing super short and very Instagram-y and having people attack me in the comments on the internet. And yeah, it was great though. And then we became Axios Charlotte, and then Axios Charlotte grew into 34 different Axios local newsletters. All across the country, and then I'm here.
So right now you lead like other cities, right? Or
I don't like really manage like what the journalists do every day, but I'm like I don't know, like I'm kind of like a company translator. Like if like marketing isn't sure what editorial needs, I can translate between those departments. I'm sort of like I'm just like a corporate girly, and I like go around between different teams. I'm not like, I lead some new projects. People like come to me and ask for advice and like kind of getting between teams, but like not like, I'm not telling like Denver what to write about, for example. Yeah.
Cool. So you're like a liaison.
Yeah. I'm just been around for so long that I just like do whatever I think people need me to do.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Sorry, making sure that still works. That's so cool. So like working in local journalism for the past, what, like 9 years, 10 years?
Yeah,
like,
I'm old.
A long time? No, you're not. No, you're not.
Just
like,
kidding.
How have you seen Charlotte change over the past 9 years? Because like I feel like you're so deep in it, and like I feel like you know so much more obviously than like the average person of just about like what's going on.
I've become like a Charlotte cheerleader for sure. And I think it's like really important that I chose Charlotte. I didn't like end up here because Bank of America like relocated me here. Like I chose it, and even after like I broke up with the person that literally brought me here, it's like I still chose to stay. And so I think one of the reasons I keep choosing Charlotte is because it's changed so much. But like I think that the more it is what you get out of it, what you put into it, I mean. So I think like people like you guys make Charlotte like really like what it can be, and a unique city that does have culture. And I don't know. Charlotte has definitely changed a lot. It's added a lot more buildings, tall buildings. Like it's more expensive to be here, but I feel like it's also held on to a lot of the like its origin story, like the mills that have been converted into food halls, and like the Ford factories that have become like really intentional developments with a lot of local businesses. I don't know, I think it brings in like a good mix of big city with small town. I've always wanted to be like a bigger fish in a smaller pond. Like I didn't really want to do the New York journalism thing. I don't know if that's like because I was scared or like if this just felt more fulfilling. But yeah, I mean, Charlotte's changed a lot, but it's like held on to that like feeling.
Yeah. No, I feel like you're so right when you say you're a Charlotte cheerleader, because like I feel like when I met you, I like hated Charlotte, and then you would be like, "There's this cool thing and this cool thing," and I'm like, "Oh wait, this girl like really loves it here," and you like helped me see, and I was like, "Wait, yeah, like this is cool." And
I feel like there's just so much opportunity here.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things like. You know, you can go to New York and see something and be like, wow, that inspires me. And like Charlotte has nothing even remotely close to that. So it's like there's opportunity to
make it
bring
yourself.
those sorts of experiences and then like make it very Charlotte. So I don't know. I think like a boring city on the surface. Like I'm from a very boring state of Delaware, but there's something like kind of cute about being a little boring. I don't know.
There's nowhere to go but up, really.
Yeah.
Like when it's boring.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you talk a little bit about like how we met?
Yes. It's such a cool thing.
Or how you found Ponybox and all that?
So I actually read about Ponybox in Charlotte Agenda.
Which is so funny. I think it was Axios at that point. It like just turned
Axios. Yeah, maybe. No, because this was 2020. Because Paige at Charlotte Agenda wrote about it. I read it in the newsletter and I was like, this is such a cool concept. Like I need to try it. And so I'm pretty sure that day, like this was very, bless you. This was like very pandemic times. I had no reason to rent clothes. Like I wasn't going anywhere. But I was like, no, this is cool and I want to like see what this is all about. And then literally like Helen walks up to my doorstep and I can like see her in my Ring camera and like drops the box and I was like, oh, this is like real. This is just like
a girl.
Just a girl. And I don't even remember what was in like my initial box.
I do. You ordered 2 of those like beaded purses.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like these really cool beaded purses and then a I forget the brand name, but it's like a small designer and I think she's like either based in Charlotte or like knows people in Charlotte because I have like a bunch
it has
of
like faces all over it.
Yeah, it had like faces all over it.
I wore that on my first date with Joe.
Oh.
And then I re-thrifted it back through you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like not someone that holds on to stuff for very long. I'm like
I think that's good. Yeah. No, and I think it was those 2 things and maybe another bag and then you bought like 2 of the things and it was like $100 and I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna have to like invoice her $100 and I was like so nervous to be like, it's $100 if you want to keep them and you were like, okay.
I was like, I haven't bought anything in like 6 months.
Yeah.
I got this.
Yeah, because I think this was like, it was probably, I don't remember when it was, like spring of 21 maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Or like, because I think it was like spring of 21. And I remember I knew who you were because I was like, I didn't have many customers. Like I wasn't really getting any orders. So I had a lot of free time where I was just like, how do I get more customers? So I just like found everyone who worked in local journalism and like followed them on Instagram. Or I think honestly I was only looking at Charlotte Agenda and because it's all like girls. It was all like girls in their 20s.
Yeah.
And I remember
we are your customer.
No, I followed you. I followed Paige. I followed like Laura.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if like Brianna. Like I followed like every single person and so then you ordered and I was like I have to like do such a good job for this one because she like works for Axios. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was like the best day ever.
It was also like the best day ever for me. Like I was like, whoa, Charlotte is so cool for having something like this. Like I don't remember if I had tried Nuuly yet at that point, but I was definitely like following the rental clothes thing that was happening and was very much in like my sustainability era and like not like I'm not now, but back then I would like literally flush a toilet with a bucket like to like reuse my shower water with like, and I'm not to that extreme anymore. Like once I moved in with a partner, like that was out the window. But I was like very obsessed with this idea of like renting clothes and especially renting like local because then it was even less like impact on the environment
like shipping and stuff. Yeah.
And of course then I immediately bought the thing. So it like really like didn't, I didn't like keep putting it back into the environment. But yeah, I was just really excited and you seemed really cool. And then I feel like I just like reached out and was like, do you want to grab a drink sometime?
Yeah, like I think you kept like renting and then you asked me if I wanted to get a drink and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I just thought it was so cool to like get to know an entrepreneur and I want to like be an entrepreneur one day and like still feel like even though my role is like corporate and stuff, like I still feel very entrepreneurial in it because of how we've grown. So yeah, I was just like wanted to get to know you. I was like, can I invest in you?
You like tried to invest and I was like, I'm gonna lose all your money. Don't give me any money, like please. But no, I
also had no money. Like I don't know what I was thinking. I'm really glad you said no.
$10,000. I was like, I don't know if I'm like ready for that yet. Like I think I would just like waste it and like feel really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I remember, I think we went to like Idlewild for drinks, and that was the first time we like hung out, and I like went home and I was like, I felt like electric. I was like, this is so fun. Like, this is fun. Because I didn't have like, I had like a few friends from like corporate, but I was very in a bubble, and I wasn't just like going and meeting people and hanging out with them.
Yeah.
As like silly as that sounds, but because I feel like I do that all the time now. But I was like, wow, I just like met a girl. Like, that's so cool. And then
Well, you
like,
didn't really have any employees at that time either.
no, I was just like by myself all the
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think I had any. I think I had Delaney, maybe.
It was like
But,
maybe
like,
when you
not-
had events, you would have like friends come
Yeah.
and work the events, but I don't
Just
even think you had
boyfriend.
events. Yeah, literally.
Just boyfriend
Yeah.
would work the
Yeah.
event. But yeah, so like, and when I was at your wedding, I was like, the reason I was like, so I started,
Oh my God.
I was crying so much because I was just like thinking, because your officiant was like so good, and he was talking about how you're he was saying like a lot of nice things, but basically the gist was like how like an amazing person you are, and how like you're such a, like, everything you do, you do 100%, and like you're so passionate about the community and like local stuff and all that. And I'm like, no, she is, because you just like randomly found me and were like and like have been so supportive for like 5 years. And I was like, I feel like you like changed my life, because I feel like my business, I mean, like, I don't know, maybe it would have been here, but like I think
It would have been. Yeah.
I know, but I feel like you were so like integral in the beginning, because like I feel like you believed in me so much for like, especially because you were just like a random person, and I was like, you're like, this is like the best thing ever, and I was like, oh my god, like this girl like thinks this is cool. Like it gave me like so much confidence, and like also just like all your advice from like PR media standpoint has been so helpful too. But just like I not that I forgot about it, but I like brought it back to the forefront of my mind, where I'm like, yeah, Emma is like one of the coolest people I've ever met. So
Well, there's a reason. I feel like this is so embarrassing to say, but I think I cried more when Helen was talking to me than I cried like at any other point in my wedding.
no, I felt so bad because I was like, I'm still crying. Like the wedding's over and I'm still like violently sobbing. Like this is so stupid. Like I need to stop. But I was like, whatever, just feel your feelings, girl.
My mom actually was like going through the photo album, and there's I don't know if you saw the photo
Yeah.
of like me just sobbing while you're talking to me, and she's like, "Are you okay?" Like those look like sad tears.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, "No, that was just like I was just crying really, really hard." And I sent her like the screenshot of the text message you sent me after. I was like, "This was the gist, and this
Yeah.
is why I was like bawling my eyes out."
yeah. So
Wait,
sorry.
let's talk about your wedding now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
She's married.
As of what, 2 weeks ago?
Married.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it'll be 3 weeks on Saturday. So my wedding was a bit unique because no one knew it was a wedding when they showed up, except you guys. Honestly, you guys were in
I
like
felt so cool.
the elite group of maybe like 10 people, maybe less
Yeah.
than that. So I had a dream like 4 years ago. My partner Joe and I, we had been probably dating for like 3 or 4 months, like very aggressively early to be like already thinking about wedding. But I had a dream and he wasn't even in it. Like it was literally just like about me. And I had a dream that I told everyone on the day of my wedding that it was my wedding, and they had no idea beforehand. They thought they were coming to like an engagement party or like a housewarming, and they didn't know. And I told him this and he was like, oh yeah, okay, like sounds like an idea. But like, let's talk about that later. And then literally like years later, we were sitting at the worst Italian restaurant I've ever been at in Mexico City Airport. Like the food came and it was just like box pasta with like tomato sauce slapped on top. It tasted so bad. We sent it back, and I'd never send stuff back because I'm very like, oh, like they're trying.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. No, that was so bad. But we did face a lot of wine. And so we were just talking about getting married, and I was like, well, we could move back into my house and have a big party in our backyard, or buy a new house and do the same. And he was like, well, what if I don't want to wait that long? And I was like, aw, but like you haven't even proposed, so
So get on that.
and he's like, okay, like hear me out. And I was like, I can't do a surprise wedding anymore because I've told too many people. Like I've literally said to a dozen, maybe more of my friends, if you ever get invited to my engagement party, it is a wedding. And so I was like, I can't do it. Like I can't tell people we're engaged, we're having a party, and they'll all see right through it. So he was like, well, what if I tell them I'm proposing to you, and then we surprise them with the surprise wedding so they can't talk to you about it before at all. So really, he was the mastermind behind like the actual plan.
Yeah.
And he invited everyone. So he did all the comms,
Yeah.
like, which is impressive for a man that's like can't return a text message.
Yeah.
half the time.
In a very detailed Google Doc.
Very detailed Google Doc that we did draft together. But yeah, and so then we surprised everyone. It was like 109 people, and
At the music yard.
at the music yard during the day, and it was so amazing. And you guys were both there, and it meant the world.
And I feel like it was beautiful too, because you're like music festival-y. Like, you are always at the music yard.
The music yard is like one of the first places that Joe and I like really like got into music together. I feel like even though he had been to like one festival early into our relationship without me, it was still sort of something we like discovered together and got into house music and just like weird electronic like sounds together. So yeah, the music yard is like super important. It's where I found out that he liked me. It's where we had our first fight, and like literally only fight. We don't fight ever, which some people is like, but I think it's good. I don't know, for me at least.
He's like a Libra, right?
Yeah. What does
feel
that mean?
You're very like balanced.
Oh, okay,
Like,
cool.
and you're a Taurus. Like, I feel like that makes sense, because
Okay.
like I feel like Tauruses are very like, you're just like stubborn, but you're mostly like,
It's because I'm right though.
yeah. You're like stubborn, but in like a happy way.
It's like, yeah, it makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
stubborn because it makes sense.
Yeah, and like Libras are like, they can always see two sides of this, because like Alex is a Sagittarius, but he has a lot of Libra, and we like don't really ever fight either, because like, yeah, like I'll be like, no, I'm right, and then he'll be like, okay.
Well, I realized like it's actually just kind of healthy to like not fight all the time, but I didn't
Yeah.
know that in previous relationships.
Oh yeah. No, because people will be like, relationships are supposed to be hard, and it's like, life's hard. Relationships are supposed
Yeah.
to make it easier.
Yeah.
But that's good.
So yeah, that's how I got married.
yeah.
I know we talked about it already, but like just seeing everybody's reaction, that is exactly what you would want.
Yeah.
in a surprise
Yeah.
wedding. Like everybody was so shocked, they were so happy, and like I briefly talked about this in the last episode. I did like doodles for your wedding, and as like
Fashion portraits, they were amazing.
thanks, as like little favors for everyone, and I was asking everybody. I was like, did you expect it? Like, what did you think? Like, and there was this one couple that I was drawing right when y'all pulled up and announced it, and they were so shocked. They were like, we're so underdressed. Like, we need to go home and change. Like, this is not what I expected to do with my day.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we're here doing it. And
Yeah.
I don't know, everyone was just so happy to be there.
I feel like we like really messed with their emotions as well, which made like everyone cry extra hard during the wedding, which like mission success.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can never lie to our friends ever again. They'll never believe us.
Well, yeah.
But you know, this was our one shot, and
Yeah.
we made
nailed
it
it.
happen.
Well, I feel like too, like, especially at the, like, once you're like, I'm 30, you're 31.
Yeah.
Like, once you're 30, it's like you've been to so many weddings that they start to feel kind of like routine. And that one, because it was a surprise, it took a lot of the like, not weight, but like, I don't know, just like routineness and
The
seriousness. Yeah, and the
expectations, yeah.
expectations out of it. And it just made it like light and fun and happy, and like just about like the love that was there. And you could like really, really feel that. And I just thought it was so beautiful. Like, it was one of the like, I think it was the wedding where I just felt the most like love in the air than I have. So cool. It was so great. Thank you for letting us be a part of it.
It was so special. I'm really, really glad you guys were both there.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing all the amazing portraits.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Your dad was really good at
Magic.
he kept coming up to me and he said, "It looks like you need a magic trick." I was like, "Sure."
You do give that vibe.
So we told our parents the night before, but already before this, we had already worked with our dads, because our dads are both like hobbyists. My dad just retired from being a computer science professor to pursue magic full time.
For sure.
So that was what raised me, if you wanted to know why I'm so me. And Joe's dad loves photography, so he like wanted to run with this like photo booth idea. So we had like the variety hour before we arrived, and people were like just getting settled and like having their first drink, like warming people up. So that was really fun to see my dad go and do his thing.
Yeah. I love that.
Although I didn't see it, I just saw it in the photos. But
It was pretty impressive. Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about like Charlotte Agenda, Axios. Oh my god, that scared me. There's people just right outside the door staring at us in our wigs. But anyways, okay, so Charlotte Agenda, Axios. So what was your, like, when you were more like boots on the ground reporter, like what was your focus area? What was your role? And like how would you like find stories and go about that?
Oh, that's such a good question. Okay, so I did a ton of food coverage, but I also like kind of had this like weird beat of like internet and like anything that like people were talking about and like mildly controversial. I'm trying to like think of some good examples.
Yeah, like are there like favorite stories that you worked on, or like
the thing is like
favorite?
we moved so fast that it's actually really hard to like reflect on like each individual story. There's definitely some from like the early days that stick out to me. The first story I ever wrote was about DaBaby and how he kept getting arrested by police. And like the whole story, like I interviewed his manager for the story, and basically like his manager just kept talking about how he can't do a show in Charlotte because the police are just like always after him. Like he'll do nothing. He'll just show up in Charlotte and the police will just be like after him. This was 5 years ago, DaBaby, by the way, like before anything had like, well, I mean, some stuff had already happened, but like some stuff hadn't.
I feel like I know nothing about
He was
DaBaby.
he was still growing, but I did this whole story and got like a ton of hate comments because he was like going on the Grammys and that was like the first story. I mean, literally the first story, but also the moment I was like, okay, like buckle up. Like this is not going to be like fun always.
Yeah.
But honestly, I feel like I got a lot of my story ideas from social media, like seeing what people are talking about. I did a whole story about like swingers in Charlotte.
Wait, what's the tea on that?
There are swinger groups. At least there were. This is so funny because I published the story in early March 2020. Like, when's a better time to go to a swinger event than March 2020?
Super spreaders.
I didn't go, for the record. But
Super spreaders of more than one thing.
and also like, oh gosh. A lot of the story ideas came from our readers. So we would send these amazing reader surveys and they'd be like, we'd be trying to like get the tea out of people. We'd be like, how much money do you make? Like, what's rich in Charlotte? Like, have you ever been to a swinger event? And then we would like email back that one person that said yes. And I would like send them a bunch of questions and talk to them.
That's so
and
fun.
Wait, so for the swinger events, okay, because
okay, going back to that.
going back to swingers, I was talking to Alex the other night.
Oh yeah?
And I was like, what if like everyone in our friend group are swingers and like they're just not inviting us?
Yeah.
Like how sad would that be? And I was like, I want to know like what percentage. I just want to know who's swinging.
It was like 5% of Charlotte Agenda readers in 2020.
5%.
Yeah, had participated in a swinging event.
Because like, okay, when you
It's
drive,
pretty high, I thought.
Well, whenever I'm in like Myers Park or super rich neighborhoods, I'm like, I like want to know the tea. Like I'm excited to be in my 40s because I feel like once your kids are like 10, I feel like that's when things start getting like spicy again. Like I feel like right now all my friends either are like having like newborn, like I feel like once everyone is like past the like starting to have kids phase, and then you're just like settled in to like the rest of your life.
Okay, so what else is there?
Yeah, that's when I feel like people start swinging, and like I just like want to know what's going on. So like, what did they like provide any other information?
I'm trying to remember.
Like, what were their occupations? Was it like rich people or like middle? Like
I don't remember if I asked. Yeah, I'm gonna
was
have
it
to
like
go
the
back
banking
and read.
executives or like just like regular like people?
I don't remember. I don't think I actually asked them about that. You know, that probably was there somewhere. But it was like there was only a few people, so I couldn't extrapolate much. But like this guy that responded to a lot of my questions, like he gave me the name of a site, and then I called the lady who was like running this, and they would just like rent out mansions for like weekends. Well, I feel like people like would buy a ticket, and it wasn't that expensive. It was like $70 for a day pass. I don't know. It's
like Carowinds.
Yeah. Carowinds, Swinger House.
I know. I remember when I like worked at the Chapel Hill Country Club in college, like they were all swinging.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is crazy.
It's more common than you think. So like the stories that stick out to me are definitely like the ones that kind of got the internet ablaze. And I feel like not a lot of people were writing about the internet and like TikTok and Instagram happening and like influencers. And so, but everyone was curious about it. Like everyone was on it. That's where their eyes was like social media. So I tried to like definitely like figure out what people are looking for, what they're talking about with their friends at a restaurant, and also just like going out and talking to friends was like the number one way I got story ideas. But also like I've never been really like into like writing about politics or things like that. So I definitely like got a fun job. Yeah.
Now, as someone who's not writing as much and doing all that, what's your favorite things to do in Charlotte or like to learn?
To learn, to do. Definitely music. I've been like DJing very casually. I DJ'd my wedding for an hour.
Amazing.
So I feel like music has definitely like taken over as far as like hobbies go, and like when I go out. And I think that Charlotte is like a city you grow with, and I feel that way about the music scene a lot too. Is like the more I go out, and the more everyone else goes out, the bigger it can become. So I try to just support, even if I have like no idea who's playing. And then also like Joe and I do a lot of thrift shopping, a lot of vinyl record shopping, and then we play those at home. He has a problem with vinyl records. I can't wait to like get a new house and like build a custom storage solution for all of it, because right now it's like a disaster zone. But
They make cute decor.
Yeah.
Like, you can hang them on the wall and stuff.
Yeah.
As someone who's like not in the music scene, where are like either underrated or just where are your favorite spots to go?
Well, I mean, the Music Yard for sure. I love the Music Yard because it ends at 11, so you can like go home and get a good night's sleep. But there's also a lot of stuff that happens not on Instagram, but like Instagram is the place that they post their flyers. So it's like once you start following one person, it kind of snowballs, and you can find like more underground stuff. Like there are some like overnight till sunrise raves that happen in Charlotte that a lot of people don't know about. I don't go very often because that's like very, you know, you got to put yourself all out there and like just give up your next day basically. But it is happening, and they're doing a good job like trying to get some interesting artists here. And Black Box is another one. I feel like because they're 18 plus, it tends to like vary based on like the vibe and who's playing. But yeah, the basement underneath Dilworth Neighborhood Grill.
Oh my god, I went there once because Claire, who used to work here, I like locked myself out of the store, and like it was like a Saturday night. And
gosh.
And like Megan was at home and she lived far away, and Carmen also lived far away, and then Claire was the only other person who had a key, so I had to go meet them at basement. And I was like, wait, there's a club in here.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
There's a club. Yeah, it's pretty great. And then you can go upstairs and get French fries, and then go back down and keep dancing.
I love that. I love Dilworth Neighborhood Grill.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
My first New Year's in Charlotte was actually at Dilworth Neighborhood Grill, but I never made it inside because I vomited outside the Uber and then at like 9 p.m. I've got it under control since then.
Happy New Year.
Okay, so at your wedding, like the officiant, not to bring it back to your wedding again, but your officiant mentioned how like you and Joe like met in the comments of an Axios post or of a Charlotte Agenda post. Yeah. So like, was he just a frequent commenter?
Yeah, he was a reply guy. Those are his words and Michael's words. But Joe was like a super fan of Charlotte Agenda. He worked at Red Ventures when Charlotte Agenda was taking off, and so I feel like they were like two little startups, like kind of in cahoots with each other, and they would get like each other's swag, and Red Ventures was an early partner of Charlotte Agenda, so Joe was just like a fanboy. And then he commented on a tweet that he just tweeted at us actually on the day that Charlotte Agenda transitioned from Charlotte Agenda to Axios Charlotte. We got like a lot of internet hate, like, what is that, like a cleaning supply company? And like people were like, what is this? And just like calling us out for being very corporate-y and that kind of stuff. And it was like not a very fun day. But like it had to happen, and like overall this was like a really good thing for everyone that worked there, and like I'm still super happy there. But yeah, Joe slid into our replies and was like, as long as Axios Charlotte / Charlotte Agenda keeps writing about Selwyn Pub transfusion special deals, I'll still be a reader. And it was like the most random thing. But I had posted that, and I also used to work at Selwyn Pub, so I like liked it, and I didn't even respond, but I like remembered in my head because it was probably like one of 5 positive comments I got that day, out of like thousands of negative ones, and emails. Just like it was a bad day, and I just remember being like, this guy gets it, like wow, he really like understands what we're all about. Like nothing's changing here. We're still gonna write about silly little like restaurant specials and like internet and swingers and whatever, but yeah, and then we never talked, and then like months later I was on Hinge and he popped up, and he just had like a bunch of travel stuff, like honestly it was just like all like, I'm a backpacker, like and I was like, That's cool. And so then I responded to him and asked him what his favorite place was he had ever traveled to. And he said Colombia, and I was already planning a trip to Colombia. So we like bonded about that. I said Zanzibar, and he had actually been to Zanzibar, which I've never met anyone else that's been to Zanzibar. So then I was sort of like delaying having a date with him. I was still like newly out of a relationship, and yeah, and he was like, wait, like you've actually liked one of my tweets. Look at this. And I was like, I remember this guy. Okay, I'll go on a date with you.
Aww.
And so then we went on a date, and I wore my Ponybox shirt.
I love it.
And I probably talked about Ponybox on that date too.
Probably, because I think I kind of remember when
I was
you guys
pretty
started
obsessed
dating.
with it.
Aww. Okay, so like talking about like hate comments and stuff, I feel like on Axios's post, like any type of like Charlotte local news, but Axios is the biggest, like it's always like primarily hate comments. Like it's like very negative. Do you feel like from seeing like other cities stuff, like I feel like the internet perception of Charlotte is like Charlotte's the worst, blah, blah, blah. But then like if you talk to actual people, like so many people like living here, do you feel like compared to other cities, like I guess what I'm trying to ask is like, does everyone kind of hate where they live, like on the internet in terms of like local journalism, or are people in Charlotte just like particularly grouchy?
That's such a good question. There's definitely like a grass is always greener for sure.
Yeah, because I feel like anytime I go to a city, they're like the traffic in Nashville and like the roads.
Yeah.
And I'm like everyone's like complaining about the same things, and I'm like, is it just people like it's easier to be negative than positive, or
So one of my coworkers in the Twin Cities in Minneapolis, he once started this thread in like our company Slack channel, and he was like, what's something that your city loves to say about it, like disses that actually every city also says? And it was like the same exact stuff, and we realized that basically we're all the same.
No, they literally,
our cities are like all like kind of identical, like especially in like these like mid-sized cities like Charlotte. We all have the same gripes, like the dating scene sucks, you know? Like it sucks everywhere. It is what you make it.
Yeah.
Dating does suck. Yeah. But also like I actually kind of love dating. I don't know. But yeah.
She's in that swingers group.
No, I'm happily married.
No, I like.
But
agree.
I loved
I never minded dating.
Yeah.
Like I was always like, okay, like that was a weird guy. Not gonna see him again.
Yeah.
Like,
but also Joe was my first Hinge date, so I'm
Really?
spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
I was like his 100th. I don't think he would say the same thing. But anyway, what was
like people complaining about Charlotte versus, because I feel like people, it's like apartments, like traffic, expensive, and I'm like, that's like every mid-sized city like is overrun with like the stupid apartment complexes, which is like a whole other issue.
But I also see like our hate comments as like a sign that we're doing the right thing, because like we're getting people to talk about it. You know, like it never feels good if it's like directly targeted at like us as an organization, but oftentimes it's more like gripes about like, the rent is too high, like I'm really annoyed, or like it's not usually like directed at us unless we have a typo, which happens. We're so human, and like no one else gets held to that standard.
Typos are, I think typos are great. Like one, it gets people to engage, and two, it's like you didn't use AI.
And we really don't. So I mean, I use it to like send emails internally, but I would never use it for an Instagram
like
post.
a thing. No, I think that's like I think I used to do this thing where I'd always look at the comments, and like the negative ones would like live in my head. Like I'd be like that would become my opinion. I've had to like stop doing that and like just form my own opinion and be like, okay, like people may hate this, but it's like it could be like, I don't know, like you don't have to. It's really easy to get sucked. It's really easy to get sucked into it. Do you guys ever like purposely rage bait?
No, not purposely. I'm trying to think. Like, we definitely joke about it sometimes.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like there's posts and I'm like, I know what they were doing this. I know what you're doing about this. What school bus pic?
Have you guys ever seen the school bus pic?
No.
Okay, so the last day that school buses ran in Charlotte during the pandemic, it was like March 2020. I ran out and I got a photo of the school bus like going by with like the skyline. It was a really pretty photo, actually, like considering like it was just an iPhone and it was like spur of the moment. And then because it was the last day the school buses ran, we used it for every single post about schools for like years now. And now it's just like a joke. And like if we ever write about schools and we don't use that photo, people are in the comments being like, what the hell? Like, where's the school bus picture? So like we do sometimes.
That's
like
loyalty though. Like,
it's like our inside joke with our readers. But that's not really rage baiting. It's more like engagement and having an inside joke. But we definitely like sometimes intentionally like use it or don't use it to like engage with our audience and like the real ones know.
Yeah. What have you seen like change in terms of audience engagement, like as you guys have grown from, this is my last question about like journalism, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's good.
No, I just think it's so interesting. Like, what have you seen change in terms of just like engagement from when you were Charlotte Agenda to now? Like, has that been a challenge as you guys have grown and like as social media has changed?
Yeah.
Like, how have you guys had to adapt?
Yeah. So when we started Instagram as Charlotte Agenda, it was like pretty novel. Like there weren't media companies on Instagram in the way that we were using it, which was very much like in a similar way to an influencer sharing content on social media, but like the copy would be very journalistic and like, so it was sort of like merging the two sides of it. But like if you looked at what a traditional newspaper was posting on Instagram at the time, it was like, you know, they'd always be like, click the link in our bio to read the full story. And we were always like, let's put the whole story in there. And then if people want to read more, they never do.
Yeah.
The link is there, but like you don't have to click on it.
It's like not behind a paywall or anything.
Yeah, we always were like, let's get all the news out on Instagram. Like, let's not like trick people into like clicking on something. And we've like continued doing that. But now a lot of other publishers and like news sites have caught on to that. And so there's definitely a lot more competition. There's a lot more influencers posting about like food and restaurants and like a lot of people that are very savvy and like finding that information themselves. AI has changed a ton too. We used to get, so like we don't really monetize our site traffic all that much, which is why like we've never been like, click this link. But we've definitely seen like that change with AI because a lot of our stories are like best restaurants in Charlotte and ChatGPT, you'll just go on there and ask it and that eats our lunch, you know, which is fine. We don't really care about site traffic all that much. So there's definitely been like a lot of changes with the with technology, with social media use, and then also like I do think that there is a cool factor that we lose when we become part of a corporation. Like definitely we had diehard fans that wanted to become paying members and support the mission when we were Charlotte Agenda in perhaps slightly larger quantities than when we're like Axios and we're like this big brand and we have 34 and like we just feel like a franchise is always going to be like slightly less cool than like a thrift pony, you know what I mean? But it's not worth, it's still worth doing it. Like it's still worth you opening something in Raleigh and like expanding and you know, so I feel like there's part that of becoming like a bigger corporation and losing like a slight amount of our like cool like hyper local edge. Not that the content has ever changed. It's just like the optics and then also just the internet changing and
I mean, I'll say as someone who like came into adulthood this way with social media like that, I'd never use like regular news sites or anything. But I honestly followed Axios before I even realized you worked there. So like I've been following Axios. I follow all the major ones that like if I'm ever going to travel to like New York or something and like see my cousin, I'll have it on my feed so I can know what's going on. And I feel like it's so easy and so digestible, especially for like my little pea brain. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. So I mean, y'all are doing something right. It's no matter how many hate comments there are, like
it's also working. It's centralized too. Like there'll be influencers that talk about like food and ones that talk about events, and like it's nice just to like it's like a good like default thing.
Thanks,
it's like Target.
I mean it's the truth.
It's like Target.
It's like
trademark.
You can do everything there. But okay, I want to talk. We don't have too much time left, but I want to talk a little bit about Burning Man because you're the only person I know who goes to Burning Man and you like really love it. And it personally to me sounds like my worst nightmare, but you have so much fun there. So tell us about like how you got into it, what it's actually like. Because I feel like, I don't know if you're on the TikToks that are just like, why would anyone go here? Like it's just sandstone. Like it's kind of like it's like you only see negative, but I'm like, I think to me the concept sounds nice. I just don't like not sleeping in my bed.
Well, I do have a bed there. You'll be pleased to know. I sleep on a mattress on top of a cot in my tent. So it's like a real like mattress. Like I have like a fitted sheet, guys. Like it's real. So I discovered Burning Man through some friends that I was going to music festivals and like some international raves with, and they were starting a camp for the first time. So Burning Man is it's like anywhere between 60 to 80,000 people usually attend every year. And it's everyone can either open camp, so like you can go on your own, bring all your own stuff, or you can camp with a theme camp. And there's some other options too, like volunteer or whatever. But with a theme camp, you pool resources. So you might all have your own porta potty in your camp that you can share, and like it's a little nicer than the porta potties that everyone else that you'll see when you're like out and about. My camp, we like also pool resources for a kitchen, and every theme camp has a gift. Every person that goes to Burning Man, every theme camp, they all have a gift that they share, and that could be like as simple as like, you know, holding a sign that says free hugs. It could be like as elaborate as like our camp has, we're a sound camp, so we have parties throughout the week. So this past year we had 3 parties that went anywhere from like 8 to 12 hours, where a DJ and also like a campmate shares their music throughout the entire day, and like they can go as long as they want. And so it's become kind of a competition of like who can go longer now, and it's a little exhausting. But yeah, so that's our gift. And so when my friends told me that they were starting their first camp, I was like, I really want to be part of this from like the first year. I wasn't really planning on going that year, but Joe and I made the decision to go in, I think it was only like 2 months before the burn, so not a ton of time to prep. And then we left and we drove all across the country in a bright yellow van, and we lived in the van for a month together. And it was like the best month of my life. I loved living in a van. I do love like minimalism when it's like contained, and then I'm like, oh cool, I have all my fun stuff when I get home. But I just really liked that concept. It was like amazing quality time to just be on the road together and talk. And then when we got there, we already had all of our stuff set up. So it was like great. We were in our own van. We even had like a little emergency toilet in there. We never used it, but it was very simple first year. That was also the year that it rained. So thank goodness I wasn't in a tent then, because like it would have potentially been a lot less fun. But it was great. I mean, honestly, like when it rains at Burning Man, it feels like a snow day. Like you kind of hunker in and you hang out with all of your campmates. And then on a normal day, it's like you could really do anything you want. It's a full-blown city. Like there are post offices, there are restaurants, there are nail salons, there are parties all day, all hours of the day. There's like art galleries, and it's like whatever people can dream, like they build it in the middle of the desert and then tear it down after 10 days.
Do you like have to pay to get into it, or like how much do you usually spend like in total for it?
So a ticket is like, I think they're like $650 now, and that basically just covers your entry and like it covers the cost that the organization that puts it on like has to get the permit from the federal, because it's all federal land. They have like install the porta potties, all that stuff. It just covers the basics. But even that is pretty expensive. But when you think about it, like 10-day festival for $650, it's like that part isn't too bad. The really expensive part comes with like accommodations. Like we have a shift pod. It's a little dome. It's very cute. It like pops up super easy, but that's like, I feel like those are like $1,500, but that's like a one-time investment, and we've used it over many years now. So I feel like after all, and then camp dues is another thing, which varies from like $100 to $1,000, and like some people pay, I don't know, tens of thousands for like the bougie camps. But yeah, I've all in, I probably spend like $3,500 a year to go.
That's not that bad.
But like for a 10-day vacation, I'm like, this.
No, I feel like people spend way
Honestly,
more
12
on
days.
I feel like I love watching the videos where it's like this is how much I spent. Oh my god, this is how much I spent to go to Coachella. And like, all that,
same. Well, and the cool thing is once you're there, you spend $0 the entire time you're there. Trade. So it's kind of a nice. No, there's no trading. It's all gift economy actually. Yeah, so there's never an expectation that you get something back in return when you give a gift. So like at our parties, we give out croissants. So sometimes people just come for the croissants and then they leave, or they come and dance for a little bit. Even just them dancing is like a gift to us as well. So there is this like mindset shift, which is really like a great break from like this very capitalistic world we live in. Obviously, there's still a lot of like it's imperfect. You know, we're spending a lot of money. We're causing some environmental disruption as much as we try to not. But but like, you know, it's a great break for me.
Yeah.
I love it, and I love just like being able to like freely express really anything I want. Like I love like blending patterns and
like fun outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like really good quality time because you don't have cell service, you're not distracted by like money or work or anything. So I love it. I think you would like it too.
I think I would. I think I'm so not a festival person, but
But it's not a festival.
I know. I would like it if I could do it alone.
It's
I don't like dealing with people that I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair. And I think like that is the thing that people do sometimes get wrong about it is it's not Coachella, it's not a festival where you're doing music all day long.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. Sometimes people see no music. Like kids go and just like hang out at like playgrounds and like and climb artwork and it's a very inspiring place.
That's cool. Maybe we can go one day.
No, you want to go by yourself, remember?
Oh yeah.
You can come with me.
Okay, final question. We didn't even talk about style or anything. Wait, can you just explain what you're wearing for the listeners? And can you explain like your style, like
in
3 words?
In 3 words. I actually have this written down somewhere and I don't remember what it is. But one of the words is definitely cheeky. Like I love a lot of color and I love being a little flirty with my style and with life in general. But I also really like combining patterns. And these pants are from Thrifony. I bought them before I went to Burning Man for the first time, and I've worn them all 3 years. And I just wear them kind of all the time. This is a buff, which I'm a big Survivor fan. And this is like, this.
It's like have you ever watched Survivor? No. It's like the little things they wear on their head or like it's just like
so it's like you can scrunch this up and like put it on your gator. Yeah, it's the same thing as a gator. This is literally sold. I think they call it a gator. Okay. But I like wear them as tube tops.
Okay, cool.
And I just got this from Amazon to wear as a gator, and then I was like, no, it's a tube top. Once you like stretch it out a little bit, it fits.
Yeah.
I do love a little bit of like retro style as well. I now drive a Mercedes, 1983 Mercedes convertible, which is ridiculous and was a surprise for my wonderful husband, Joe. And, but yeah, I definitely like a little headscarf, like a little neck scarf action. Just a lot of color and, I don't know.
I love it. Okay, so final question. If you had to describe the vibe of your past week with an article of clothing and like not something you wore a lot, but just something that encapsulates like your vibe right now in life, what would it be and why?
Oof. I mean, I feel like I actually don't even own this item, but like it still encapsulates the last week is like a pair of colorful rain boots. Because A, it's been really rainy, but B, it's like those are like working shoes, and I've actually really like wished that I've had them the last week because I just listed my house on Monday, and I'm just like really ready to not be a landlord. It's not for me. And so I've just been doing a lot of work, but it's still been like a lot of fun. So that's why like they're colorful. Because I like being busy. Like I like having a lot going on. So a little colorful rain boots.
I love that. Megan, what about you?
I feel like I'm like a platform sneaker, like tennis shoes. Like they bring support, they're fun, and they can be stylish.
Love it. Love the shoe train.
Yeah,
I
love it.
I'm a fuzzy bathrobe because I feel like I've just been like resting this past week and like not really doing anything. And I feel like my life's about to get really busy, but like right now I'm just like I don't like have a ton. Like I really don't have like I'm like a little. I'm like I've been going to work, but then I'm like I don't know, just enjoying the calm before the storm.
I love a fuzzy
and
bathrobe.
I know, and I've been like looking at a lot of like interior like decorating things and just very home focused and relaxing. So
I love that.
I know I went thrifting on Monday night for the first time in like a really long time. Like I don't go to thrift stores anymore really, and bought a bunch of home good stuff, and I'm so excited. I made a candle tray. Have you seen those on TikTok? It's like a old like silver, one of those old silver like vintage trays, and you put a bunch of candles on it, and they like melt, and then all the wax like gets in the tray. And it
love
looks really
stuff
cool.
like that.
Yeah, it looks very like witchy and cool.
I have a collection of candelabras in my garage at my house that's for sale right now. That's just like buried in the back of the garage. I can't wait to access one day from all my parties in the backyard.
Yeah.
There's just like so many of
I
them.
love candelabras. Anyways, on that note,
We love candelabras.
on that note, do you want to plug yourself so people can follow you?
Not really, no.
Okay. Follow Axios. Yeah, follow Axios Charlotte. Don't follow Emma. Thank you guys for listening today. Thanks for joining us on the oh my god, Ponyverse. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye. Bye. Yay.
That was so fun.